and welcome everybody. Welcome to our Sunday service today. My name is Athena, and I will be helping facilitate our structured service portion this morning. It will look a little bit different than it has in the past, so bear with me as we work through it and give us your feedback if you have any. So, a little bit about Psanctuary. For those who may not have joined us before, Psanctuary is a 508c1a faith-based organization. We use psilocybin mushrooms as a sacrament to connect us to divinity. It is our sincere belief that the consumption of psilocybin-containing mushrooms is a communion which brings us closer to what is commonly called God. We understand this concept as pure consciousness, which permeates all being. This pure consciousness is, we believe, the ineffable source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from prehistorical use by our ancestors and personal experiences of our modern members. It is our belief that psilocybin-containing mushrooms are one of the greatest sacraments that nature offers, raising our awareness so that we can access a direct connection to the source of life. We should not be mistaken for a medical or therapeutic organization. We strongly encourage anyone facing trauma recovery or mental health issues to work in conjunction with a psychiatrist, psychologist, or accredited therapist. Our objective is to help and support you in reconnecting with the universal source of healing, your own divine spirit. And as we get ready to begin our service today, a few logistical notes. We ask that you mute your mics if they are not muted already. We want to let you know this meeting is being recorded, which if you have any questions about, feel free to reach out privately. A portion of this service, we will invite you to journal. So now is a good time to grab a notebook and pen if you'd like to participate in that. And please do, if possible for you, find a comfortable space where you can relax and be present for service. The service portion of our gathering is around 30 minutes of silent participation on your part, during which time we will begin with a short meditation. We'll read the poem which the church has adopted as our acknowledgement of oneness with all that is, titled A Litany of Gratitude. A reading from our rotating text, Currently Dry Those Tears, along with an opportunity to journal your thoughts around the reading. A reading from our main text, the Tao Te Ching. After that, we'll bring the official service to a close. And from there, we'll move into an optional discussion period led by Eric today. We have allotted an hour and a half for this portion until noon, and do invite you to participate if you feel called to. With that, if you'd like to get settled in, I'd like to again welcome and thank everyone for joining our Psanctuary community and celebration. As we begin our statement of faith, we recognize that this statement does not exhaust the full extent of our faith. We believe that sacred mushrooms are a primary source of personal and divine revelation. We seek counsel from the mushroom to find direction and inspiration in our faith practice. And we believe that all individuals who seek true revelation from divinity can do so. Now I invite Emma this morning to help us with our meditation portion.
Good morning, everyone. So I invite everybody to close their eyes and wiggle back and forth a little bit. Get nice and comfortable in your seat. Take a few deep breaths all the way down into your belly. And just let it back out again with ease. Deep breath in. And all the way out. One more deep breath in, all the way into the bottom of your belly. And back out again. Now just let yourself breathe naturally. Let your body do the work. And we're going to begin a scan of the body from the very top of your head. So allow your awareness to move to the top of your head, being cautious not to have your eyes look that direction, but just your internal awareness. Just notice the sensation in the top of your head without looking for anything in particular. And as you breathe, bring some of your breath up to the top of your head. Allow the area at the top of your head, the muscles around your face, everything to stay relaxed. If you feel any tension come in, breathe into it and let it relax on your exhale. Allow that attention to flow down to your forehead. Notice that part of you. And if there's any tension, again, breathe into it. And on the out breath, let it completely relax. If you're not able to allow it to completely relax, that's okay. We're just noticing without judgment. Each time that you breathe in and your awareness is on an area, remember how much spaciousness is in that area. Sense the openness, what can sometimes feel like a lack of boundary with your surroundings. Breathe into that openness. Now, allow your awareness to float down to your ears. Allowing them to relax. While you're doing this, you might notice that you have thoughts or images that come in. Just let them go. Imagine they're like a cloud in the sky that just floats away. Bring your awareness to your eyes allowing the flesh around your eyes to soften. Slowly allow your awareness to move down your face, around your nose and your mouth, and around your jaw. Breathe in that spaciousness. Breathe out and feel how relaxed it is. Allow that awareness to float down into your throat, and allow it to relax. Now allow that awareness down into your chest. Feel the expansion as you breathe in, and the relaxation as you breathe out. Imagine that your chest is like a book, and in your mind's eye, actively allow that book to open to the world. Imagine that your heart too has no boundaries. You allow love to come in, and you share your love with the world without boundaries. Now taking a few last deep breaths, allowing that breath to come in like energy coming in through your chest, through that open book. Allow it to fill your feet and your hands. And as you take these breaths, you can start to wiggle your feet and your hands. Again, allowing that breath to come in through your chest, through that filter of love. And with each breath in, you feel it filling you. With each exhale, you share it with the world. One last deep breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Thank you, Emma. Now I'd like to move us toward our litany of gratitude. If you'd like to unmute your mics and join me when I say, we live in all things live in us. We live by the sun, we feel by the moon, we move by the stars. We live in all things. All things live in us. We eat from the earth, we drink from the rain, we breathe of the air. We live in all things. All things live in us. We call to each other, we listen to each other, our hearts deepen with love and compassion. We live in all things. All things live in us. We depend on the trees and animals. We depend on the earth. Our minds open with wisdom and insight. We live in all things. All things live in us. We dedicate our practice to others. We include all forms of life. We celebrate the joy of living and dying. We live in all things.
And all things live in us.
We are full of life. We are full of death. We are grateful for all beings and companions. Thank you, everyone. If you'd like to mute your mics back. I'll invite Jane to help us with our reading today.
This is from Dry Those Tears, Chapter 4, continued. Is eternal life hard for you to accept? Then close your eyes and relax and try to prove it to yourself. Try to think of yourself in the pre-birth state before you were conceived. You can't think of yourself as non-existent, can you? Why not? Because you are consciously thinking. What does this prove? It proves that you were before you were born. Now do the same thing with death. Try to imagine yourself as having died and attending your own funeral service. You can't do that, can you? Why not? Because you are thinking of yourself as consciously being there. What does that prove? That you did not die at all. You did not die because you cannot be conscious and unconscious, present and absent at the same time. What is the human belief about death? Is it a belief in? It is a belief in the unconscious, is it not? Then for a person to experience death in their consciousness, which is life, they would have to be conscious and unconscious at the same time. In other words, they would have to know that they were dead, and if they knew anything at all, then they would know that they were not dead.
Thank you, Jane. Now, if you have that journal nearby, we'll take around 5 minutes to reflect on our Dry Those Tears reading. And in those 5 minutes, try what Robert Russell suggests. Close your eyes. Try and imagine yourself before your birth and after your death. Can you? What do you see when you try? What does this tell you about the nature of your being? And give us 5 minutes to reflect on that. If you'd like to take a moment to finish up your thoughts. I'll invite Amy to help us with our next reading.
Good morning. Tao Te Ching, chapter 43. The softest of all things overrides the hardest of all things. Only nothing can enter into no space. Hence, I know the advantages of non-ado. Few things under heaven are as instructive as the lessons of silence, or as beneficial as the fruits of non-ado.
Thank you. The paradoxical nature of life and its mysteries are best experienced through the ineffable space we find in our communion with the mushroom. For more than 2,000 years, the Tao Te Ching has provided guidance and instruction for exploring the paradox of existence. It is for this reason that we employ the Tao Te Ching as our primary sacred text and invite all to study it further as you delve deeper into the mystery of life. So I'll begin closing out our service today with some of our announcements. If you'd like to support these services by volunteering to read or do a meditation for the group, please send an email to me at info@psanctuary.org or send a message in our Discord chat. Some upcoming events. Katrine's mindfulness session is this Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's a 30-minute session, and those are really nice to be a part of. On March 12th, from 12 to 5, we will have a small market at our new Broadway location, kind of a little opening of our doors to our community. We'll have different vendors there and more information about Psanctuary. On March 15th at 5:30, we will be doing our Sacred Circle meeting at the Broadway location. And we do ask that you register for that event. If you have any questions around that, you can reach out to us. And we do have our March 21st through 26th retreat scheduled. There are available openings for that retreat. And so if you have any questions around how to get signed up or would like more information, please let us know. If you have enjoyed the service and or the community conversations afterward, we would love if you would consider making a donation to help support the efforts of the church. All donations received gratefully go toward current programs, development, and implementation of new programs and operating expenses. By donating, you help bring to reality the visions for Psanctuary Church. Our community consists of families and individuals from all walks of life, and it is open to individuals from any faith or background. Our growing list of integration coaches and therapists. If you, like many others throughout history, hold these mushrooms as a sacrament for sincere and intentional spiritual practice and would like to be a part of this community, we invite you to head over to our membership application page and begin the membership process. You should see a link in the chat thread. Becoming a member is a 5-step process, which includes a discovery call with us. Members of Psanctuary Church have access to our growing list of integration coaches and therapists, members-only events, including sacrament opportunities, our membership portal, and our membership-only Discord chat, which is a daily connection with our community. And with that, I'd like to officially close out our service, recognizing we've come together with intentions of service to the land and all its inhabitants. It is in our hearts to go forth into the world with the collective consciousness. We encourage you to stay for continued fellowship and conversation around our readings today. And for those unable to stay, we thank you for being with us. As we continue our conversation, please remember all perspectives are welcome as we search for the spiritual truth that unites us all. And with that, I am going to end our recording.